Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm doing another dollar store art supply challenge where I create artwork with all products from Dollar Tree except for the pair of scissors and the couple of circles that I traced. But we're not going to count that, okay? Something really random. My grandma had a pair of orange scissors that would sit out and we would put them up to her cat like every day. Like I was obsessed with this. I'm like, Grandma, give Gizmo glasses. We would put them up to her eyes. So share a story in the comment section below that you remember maybe with your grandparents or family or just like something really weird from your childhood. It might be fun to share with everyone. If you missed out the first time I did it, I'll link that video in the iCard above and the description box below. I did mention in that video that I wanted to do a mixed media piece instead of just a drawing, so that's what I'm doing in this video. Also, I did start a new series on my channel a couple days ago. I'm not always like this. It is Vintage vs. New, aka Crayold. It's so lame, but it's like the best name ever. I'm just so proud of myself. So definitely check that out as well. I did some comparison paintings at the end, so if you want to see more artwork after this video, then go over there. Well, that's enough rambling. Let's get on into the art. First, I'm going to show you what I have to work with. As I already mentioned, all of these products are from Dollar Tree. It's really cool that they have some name brand stuff like Sharpie, Mod Podge, Elmer's glue, Scotch tape. But the crayons, markers, paints, and colored pencils, which I don't have, are usually an off-brand or dollar store brand. I found this pack of poster board there, which I thought would be perfect for creating my artwork on since it's a little bit thicker than normal sketch paper or printer paper. And if you're new here, this is Leo. He usually pokes his nose in what I'm doing and he likes to say hi to you guys, so I hope he made you smile and brighten your day a little bit. Moving on, I know this book says that it was $7.98, but it was really only $1. Coloring is of course super relaxing, especially when you do it with these intricate designs in adult coloring books, but I'm going to be using these pages as texture for the background of my artwork. So I am ripping out this page here. I thought it was pretty interesting and not crazy busy to distract from the foreground in the future. Basically, I wanted a very abstract image with not too much going on, not too many different shapes or anything recognizable like flowers, for instance. So I thought the circles were perfect, and I also have a bigger one that you'll see in a little bit. But here I'm using the watercolor paint palette from the dollar store and the paintbrushes that I got from there. Oh my gosh, help me please. These are probably the worst paintbrushes that I ever have used. Not trying to be a downer or anything, but definitely do not buy these if you have another option. Even if you want to buy a makeup brush, that's going to be so much softer, which I did actually have in my last dollar store artwork video, but for some reason I can't find it. So with this paintbrush, I am very gingerly brushing the watercolor on the page because this paintbrush is so scratchy that it can tear the paper really easily if you go too rough. So the goal was to do a gradient from the light blue and purple into a darker blue and then just fade the purple into a pink. This paint is rather chalky, but it got the job done. And after a few minutes, once the paint was dry enough, I went ahead and I cut out kind of diagonally to give it a fun shape, and I'm going to place that on the page on top of the larger circle pattern with Mod Podge. Elmer's glue would have also worked for this, but Mod Podge is a little bit thinner and easier to spread, so I think that that's the best option. It's just my favorite anyway. I'm spreading this evenly along the page as thin as I possibly can and making sure to focus on the corners and the edges. The paintbrush is working a lot better with this than it did with the watercolor since this is flowy. A tip that I have for you guys when you are gluing things to pages is if you can, make that piece bigger than the actual thing that you're gluing it onto instead of trying to cut it down to the exact size. For me, this is so much easier so I don't accidentally make things not fit and make it too thin or anything like that. So after the Mod Podge is dry, then I just cut off all those edges that are hanging over and it looks pretty straighter than I could have done it by measuring it out. Now I have a background image and I'm going to create a more distinct line between the background and foreground. I'm using a black Sharpie marker for this and I'm just carefully going along the bubbly design. Also, something I want to mention is instead of adult coloring book pages, you could get other things from the dollar store like wrapping paper or tissue paper to put in your background, or even a book with colorful images. That would look cool too. Now moving on to some actual drawing, I'm going to use a piece of paper from this sketch pad here. And I know that this wooden circle is not from Dollar Tree, but you could definitely find plates there, I know for a fact. And maybe a compass, which you could make a circle with, so I don't think that I'm cheating here. And then I also used this plastic lid to make the crescent shape. Again, handy dandy Sharpie marker to outline this image, and then I'm going to cut it out all the way around. Now that I have this, I'm going to do kind of a Zentangle mandala design. I know if you guys have been with my channel for a while, I do these things a lot, but I think that they're so beautiful and visually appealing, and it's very relaxing to do these. So I am very drawn to the zen-ness of it. I'm going to leave you guys for a moment with this music while you watch me doodle, and I'll be right back. If you've been enjoying this video so far, please click the thumbs up button to support my channel. It really helps the video get spread around more to YouTube. Any interaction would be greatly appreciated, like sharing it, leaving a comment. And of course, if you want to see every single video I post in the future, go ahead and click that red subscribe button to join the family. Okay, so now you can see that this moon has a white background all of a sudden. I glued it to another piece of paper, one because it was thin, and two because I wanted a border and to put this silver outline, and I knew that this silver marker wouldn't show up too well on the pattern paper that's already down, so that's what I did. Again, I am attaching this with Mod Podge to the page and just flattening it out. That's something I didn't mention with the other part when I used Mod Podge. You want to try and get it as smooth as possible so there are no air bubbles, and you can let it dry with something heavy on the back. That will really help it dry flat. The top of this art piece is looking rather empty, so I want to add a quote up there. I thought about this for, I want to say like a half hour maybe. I didn't know what to put up there, and then all of a sudden I came up with this on my own. I really don't know if it exists anywhere else. It probably does. I mean, there's so many writers out there and so many quotes, but I just want to say I didn't find this on Google. It actually is something that came to mind about my life and that I thought would be inspirational for you guys as well. Basically, it's a roundabout way of saying every day is a new beginning. Don't give up on your goals. Everything cheesy like that, but it's so important. And I'm trying to use as many different products in this video as possible without making this look ridiculous. So here I'm using these really odd paints. They're kind of gooey when you dip the paintbrush in, but I thought that this would be the perfect way to set the quote apart from the background and make it stand out, and just put this black border around it, make it look a little bit fuzzy almost, cloud-like. I did go back and forth with the idea of adding yellow somewhere into this, maybe highlighting moon with yellow, or putting color into the background somewhere, but I ended up deciding against that. I thought that the colors in the bottom were enough and the rest should just be all black and white and that little bit of silver. So the final element I'm adding to this piece is just another Sharpie marker doodle. I'm putting some freehand stars in the background, and that is it. If you guys want me to do a third installment of this Dollar Store Art Challenge at any point, let me know in the comment section below, or give me another request for any type of challenge or another vintage versus new, anything that you guys want to see. I really want to take your suggestions into consideration. Thank you all so much for watching. I am planning to upload every Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday. I'm gonna try my best, but that's my planned upload schedule. So I hope to see you back here soon, and have a great rest of the day. Bye!